Hi everyone, and thanks again for watching Gaffer and Gear. In today's episode, I'm going to take a look at this little product. So it's not a light, so that's a little bit different. This is called the Smoke Genie. So this is a handheld smoke machine. Okay, let's start off the episode with the regular disclaimers. I am not getting paid any money to do this review, and I have no financial agreements in place with this company. However, they did send me the products for free, and I do get to keep them or sell them at the end of the review. So technically, that is a paid endorsement, and that is something that you need to know about. Now, these are sold in 3 different size kits. Now, we're going to go through what's in these kits in a bit more detail in a minute, but let's go through the pricing first. So you've got your single Hazer kit here. This is what I had in my hand at the start of the episode. So if you're just looking to haze a room, for example, nothing too big, this is all you need really. So this sells for 494 Australian dollars. I can't find a US dollar price, so I'm guessing if you take about 1/3 off that, that's probably the US dollar price. Now, the next kit here is the Pro Kit. So from a gaffer's point of view, I don't think you need this. This is more an art department kit. So this has a few more attachments. So you've got different size nozzles. You've got a diffuser in here, for example. You've got your fan system under here, or your fan attachment under there. So it's a little bit more involved. So this is more if you want to do things like create a dry ice effect or create a steam effect. So I found this online for 995 Australian dollars, and it sells for about 672 US dollars. And the last kit that you can get is the event kit, and that sells for about 3,795 Australian dollars and about 2,196 US dollars. Now, in order to get these devices so small, they use their own concentrated fluid. Now, this is something to be aware of. This 120 milliliter bottle costs about 50 Australian dollars to replace. So it's a little bit like buying an inkjet printer. Okay, let's talk about the fluid first, because this is the thing I was most suspicious about. For 50 Australian dollars, you can buy a big container of fog juice for your traditional smoke machines. And this isn't a big container. So let's talk about how it works and how far a bottle of this can go. All right, so you've got your Smoke Genie here, and the liquid, or the juice, whatever you want to call it, is contained in this little capsule that you put on the top. Okay, so this has your storage tank for your formula, and it also has the heating element inside it. So everything gets mixed up here and generates your smoke. Now, this little capsule stores 9 milliliters of the formula, 9 milliliters. So how much is that? How much is 9 milliliters? Well, if you have it running at full power for 1 minute, that will use 0.5 milliliter of the fluid. So this fluid tank will give you 18 minutes of smoke generation. All right, so just how much smoke is that? All right, so let's say we want to use this as a hazer. So we'll put the fan on the top. Okay, if we have this running at full blast generating haze, that is, after 1 minute, 45 cubic meters of haze from 0.5 milliliter of the fluid. So a 120 milliliter bottle will give you 240 minutes of haze generation. Okay, let's start off by having a look at the basic kit to start with, and as I go through the components, I'll be assembling it. All right, so it comes in this small box. In the top of the box, you get a cleaning cloth. So the cleaning cloth comes in handy for wiping down any residue that's on it after you've used it, but also on the very odd occasion, you will get a bit of a jam in the nozzle and it will splutter a bit of fluid. If that happens, you just shake it into the cloth and you're ready to go again. So that Happens maybe 1 in about 10 to 15 times that you use it. It's only happened to me the once so far. All right, let's continue through the kit. All right, I'm just going to randomly grab things as I go. So it comes with 4 rechargeable batteries. So you've got 2 rechargeable batteries for the fan. So the fan can operate separate to the smoke machine, or what's this thing called, the Smoke Genie. Now, the batteries do charge inside the devices, so you can charge them using a USB-C connector. Now, in the instructions, it says to make sure that the Smoke Genie is turned off when you store it. I actually can't figure out how to turn it off. I've read the instruction manual. I've tried every single button combination. So to get around that, I've just been taking the batteries out. But if you can turn it off with a button press, it's not in the instruction manual. All right, let's continue through the setup here. The next thing I'll pull out is this little storage device. So inside the storage device is the capsule that goes on top. So this capsule stores 9 milliliters of the fluid, and it also has the heating element in here that helps generate the smoke. Okay, now you can keep the fluid in this, and once you take this off, you store it inside this device, which keeps the fluid fresh. Okay, so it seals airtight this container, so you don't have to refill the container every single time, or you can have it topped up ready to go the next time you want to use it. Now, on the side of the canister, there's an indicator to show you when you're getting close to your minimum levels and you need to refill it. In terms of refilling it, you just open up the silicone cap and inject the fluid in. Now, this silicone cap is heat sensitive, so if it's purple, it's cool enough to touch. However, if it's pink, it's too hot. All right, the next thing we've got is this thing here, which is your heat shield. So it's to stop anybody from touching the heating element should it get hot, but also it serves a second purpose. We'll get to that in a sec. All right, so our Smoke Genie is ready to go at this point. So on the Smoke Genie, you can do your setting adjustments. So you can set, for example, the amount of smoke that gets generated. So I've got it set there to a small amount, and I can set that to larger amounts. And you can also generate or select the rate at which it is blown out of the device. So see there, that's a very low setting. And let's go to a high setting. So there's quite a bit you can do with it. I'll just get all this smoke out of the way. I didn't think this through before I started doing it. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the Smoke Genie. On the back here, we've got our battery compartment and the button that fires up the smoke, which you can activate with your trigger finger. On the front here, you can activate with your thumb the toggle button between the 2 modes. So if you hold it down, it'll go to the Pro mode, and if you hold it down, it'll toggle back to the basic mode. Let's have a look at the basic mode first. On the user interface, you've got 3 selection buttons here. The round button toggles the parameter that you want to adjust. So at the moment, I'm selecting the amount of smoke that's being generated. I can increase and decrease that in increments of 1/5. If I want to change the fan speed, I press the button, and now I can change the fan speed. We also have our battery level indicators. Now let's take a look at the Pro mode, and it's pretty much identical, except you've got more increments of adjustment. Now when you're activating the smoke, you've got a timer running. So if you need to match your smoke levels on the next take, you can see just how long you ran the Smoke Genie for. Okay, the next thing you get is the fan. So the fan turns it from a smoke machine into a Hazer. Now this here has the attachment for the fan. So not only do you have the means of generating the smoke, you've got the means of dispersing it around the room. Okay, so let's turn the fan on. And if I use it in conjunction with the Smoke Genie, we've now got a Hazer. Now this is the effect of the Smoke Genie used as a Hazer. Now to me it looks like very evenly distributed smoke, but it definitely doesn't feel like the quality you get out of a real Hazer. Now the fan works independently to the Smoke Genie, so I can generate smoke and then blast it out. I've also got 3 settings for the fan. The next thing in the kit is a bottle of the liquid, and you also get a remote control with an Inspector Gadget style antenna. Now on the bottom of the Smoke Genie, you've got a thread for mounting, and you've also got a thread on the back of the fan. Now let's take a look at the Pro kit, and this is a little bit more involved. All right, so you've got your cleaning cloth like we had in the other kit. You've got not one, but two of the capsules. And you've got in the kit room for another two capsules. So you could have one already on the Smoke Genie being used and another one filled up ready to change over. All right, so that's pretty cool. Now you get a 120 milliliter bottle of the fluid, and there's also space in the kit for a second bottle. Now you get the Smoke Genie as well, of course. Now you've got the heat protector on here. That's different to the one that's on the other kit. So this one isn't a combination of heat protector and fan holder. It's just the heat protector. You get the remote control, of course. You get all of the batteries like you did before. You get the fan like we had in the other kit. And underneath here, we have the fan holder and heat protector in one. Now let's get into the things that are different. Okay, so we've got a spigot to mount into the bottom of the unit, and we've got this kit of connectors and hoses. So you've got different length hoses and joiners and anglers. So for example, you might be working on a product. This is more art department than Gaffer, but you might be working on a product and you need to hide the Smoke Genie but get the smoke coming out of the product. Well, you can maneuver all your bits of piping around. You also get a flexible pipe that you can use, and you also get a smoke diffuser. Now the flexible hose and all of the nozzles just attach to the top of the Smoke Genie like that. Now in the instruction manual, there's a QR code, and if you scan on that, it'll send you to YouTube instructional videos showing you all the different things you can do. But here's my favorite trick out of all of those, and it involves using the rubber hose and the diffuser here, and that is the dry ice effect. All right, so if you have the fan set to low and the smoke set to high, and you're using this attachment, you can create a dry ice effect. Let's have a look. Now in terms of a negative for me with this system, I've only really got the one, and that is to do with the fan holder. It does feel a little bit flimsy in this part. It's not brittle plastic, but out of the whole thing, this is probably the only thing that feels cheap to me. I'm Andrew Locke, thank you for watching Gaffer and Gear. Don't forget to click like and subscribe.